I told her there was no monster in her closet as I picked her up. She could sleep with us tonight. I figured that was the safest way of getting her out of the house without him realizing I saw him. I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first I thought it was the window until I heard it come from the mirror again. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream, but as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. My best friend confided in me one day about her worries, so she told me about how in the middle of the night she would keep hearing whispers in her bedroom. These whispers would keep repeating the same number over and over, but each night the number would become one lower. A few weeks later, on a Tuesday, my friend told me that the numbers were getting lower and lower. It was due to be the number 7 that night. My friend had no idea what those whispers were counting down to, but she told of how anxious she had been feeling ever since the whispers started several months ago. It's Wednesday today. My friend isn't in school. She didn't tell me that she was going to be absent, and then I realized last night the voices would have been whispering the number 0. I used to have this imaginary friend. Normal kid stuff, right? My mom said so. I'd tell her about the things I did with her, and she'd pass it off as cute. One day, she decided to ask for my friend's name, trying to indulge in her kid's interests like a good parent. But when I told her, I'll never forget how much fear crossed her face. Complete dread. She could have passed as if dead. She was so motionless. All I said was, "Oh, she's Pontianic." I had to start wailing and crying to reanimate my mother. Apparently, that was the name of my mom's imaginary friend too. The one she claimed as a kid to be responsible for the dismemberment of her mother. I only wish I had questioned more why Pontianic cooked me dinner later that night and why it had tasted so weird. I should have never taken "don't complain and eat your food" for an answer, instead of finding a burnt version of my mom's tattoo in my meal. There exists a spot in all forests called the Devil's Circle, which is ambiguous and yet nowhere at the same time. You may find it one day, for it to be gone the next. The spot is nothing more than a circle of evenly spaced stones. However, nothing lives inside of these stones. It is just barren dirt. During the day, it is okay to touch it and even stand within the circle. If you plant something in it, the next day it will be dead. The real secret to the circle is if you put someone's hair within it, then the next day they will die. Perhaps they die mysteriously in their sleep, or maybe even a car accident. However, in doing so, you give up your soul to the devil. You ask yourself now, is this true? But the more important question you must ask is it worth it? Imagine you go into your room and you see yourself in the mirror and your reflection is just standing there and then suddenly starts pounding its fist from inside the mirror. You get scared and your heart starts beating like hell. You fall back next to your bed it continues pounding its fist and starts saying something. You can't hear it. So you can only rely on looking at the movement of its lips. It repeats it and repeats it until you realize what it's trying to say. It's under your bed.